Uh, Hare Krishna. So, welcome to this Srimad Bhagavatam class. Today, we are going to speak about one of the most important subject matter, that is the priority in the human form of life is not like a monkey business. So, this is very good verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam 5:14-32. So, before we start our class, let us offer our obeisances to spiritual master and disciplic succession, our Acharya, and invoke the mercy so that we can speak properly and according to the our disciplic succession. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanati Mirandasya Jnana Anjana Salakaya Chakur Nimiletanjena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Soyam Rupa Kadamaham Dadati Sopadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jutapadakammalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanam Cha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Sri Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Laitam Sri Visakham Vitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sita Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha Kalpatrivascha Kripa Sindhuveva च पतितानां पावनेभ्यः वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे. So today we are going to talk about the very important subject matter, that is priority in life is not monkey business. So we have got a beautiful verses from Srimad Bhagavatam. So we will show these beautiful verses from Srimad Bhagavatam, that how this human form of life is very unique opportunity. It offers a tremendous opportunity to get out from this material entanglement. But on the contrary, we are entrapped in a very conditioned life, which is like a monkey which jumps, just like a monkey jumps from one tree to another tree. The conditioned life, the conditioned soul jumps from one body to another body. In this way, we are entrapped very pathetically, and we have no solution to get out. Therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam is very, very important book of knowledge, because it gives the solution to how to stop this monkey business and extricate ourselves from this material entanglement and go back free from this material world and go back to Godhead. So therefore, this Srimad Bhagavatam is very, very important book of knowledge. Our Srila Prabhupada used to say that our knowledge is up to Srimad Bhagavatam. If we know Bhagavatam, we know everything, because Bhagavatam gives the solution for the conditioned soul to extricate from this entanglement. So let us see these beautiful verses. I'm going to share these verses. How to share this? Share the screen. So we have this beautiful verses in the screen that this is 5:14:32. It is stated beautifully that right. Yeah, in this verses it is stated that how the human form of life is just as a monkey jumps from one tree to another tree, the conditioned soul from one body to another body. I can little bit of edit the size. 300 will be covering. Yeah. Just as a monkey jumps from one tree to another, the conditioned soul jumps from one body to another. As the monkey is ultimately captured by the hunter and is unable to get out of captivity, the conditioned soul, being captivated by momentarily sex pleasure, become attached to the different type of body and is encaged in family life. Family life offers the conditioned soul a festival of momentary sex pleasure. Thus, he is completely unable to get out the material conscious. So we are talking about that just like a monkey business we are doing. There are conditions. So many life has been passed. It is stated that we have passed 155 trillions of years, like monkey business, doing the monkey business of jumping from one tree to another tree. And we have not yet, we are not able to get out. And this business is very painful business because one body to another body transmigrating. And we do not know that which body we can get. And everybody we have a obnoxious principal misery of birth, death, disease, old age. So, particularly, this kind of business is not the priority in human form of life. Human form of life is meant to go back to Godhead. They meant to stop this monkey business. So it is stated that we have gone through all this monkey business so many years. The Brahma's life is here is explained that 311 trillion year and 40 billion. And Brahma has covered the half of it life. That means we have got, according to the Shastra, this 100 year of Brahma life are divided into two parts. The first half of the and second half. The first half of the duration of Brahma life is already over. The second half is now current. That means we have already passed 155 trillion years, and we have not stopped this business of monkey business. So, and we are jumping like not only the human body, we can get so many different body because of this. It is stated that in Bhagavatam 429, covered by the mode of ignorance in material nature, living entity is sometimes a male, sometimes a female, sometimes sometimes a human being, sometimes a demigod, sometimes bird, animal, so on. Jalaja navalakhyane. Asitam chaturascha lakhanatan jiva jati. So we are rotating 8.4 million species, sometimes human being, sometimes reptile, sometimes tree. In this way, not the one body, but different species from one species to another, one mother room to another mother room. Punarapi jananam punarapi. This is monkey business. One tree to just like monkey jumps into one tree to another tree. So in this way we are rotating and rotting in this material world. So now this human form of life is not meant for that. The Shastra says this human form of life is a valuable asset, a priceless asset. Asithim chaturascha eva lakshana jiva jatisu. This human form of life, after rotating like a monkey business, and we come to this human form of life. It's a beautiful verse. Asitim chaturascha eva jiva jatisu. Brahmavi purusai. This is a beautiful verses for two. Is from Bhagavatam purport. Brahma Vaivatta Prana, it is stated here, that one attains the human form of life after transmigrating through 8.4 million species by the process of gradual evolution. Human life is spoiled for those conceited fools who do not take shelter of lotus feet of Govinda. So it is said that it is spoiled if we are not taking any solution. Solution is to taking shelter of the Govinda. This human form of life is so valuable that it is stated here that it is even in the demigods they wanted this human form of life. The demigods they are interested. The demigod continue after performing the very difficult tasks of executing Vedic ritualistic sacrifice, undergoing austerity, observing vows, and giving charity. We have achieved this position as inhabitant of heavenly planet. But what is the value of achievement? Here we are certainly very engaged in material senses gratification. Therefore, we can hardly remember the lotus feet of Lord Narayana, indeed, because our excessive sense gratification we have almost forgotten. So they are telling that we have forgotten because of excessive sense gratification, whereas human form of life, a short life in the land of Bharatavasa is preferable to life active in Brahmaloka millions and billions of years. Even if one is elevated to Brahmaloka, he must return and repeated birth. Because in this human form of life, one is afforded an opportunity to go back. Labdha sudulabham idam bahu sambambate. So it is stated in Bhagavatam that labdha sudulabham idam, after many, many births, it is very rarely obtained, the human form of life. Manusyam arthadam anitam, although it is no value, khalamhangura, it can be lost any time. But it affords one to become, it affords one to, uh, it affords one to become Tunam Jatita Napated. It has got value, arthadam. What is the value? That he can be get out from this material life. No other species has got the privileges to get out. If we invite to hear Bhagavatam to animals like dog and cat, they may come, but they cannot understand. If they understand also, they cannot practice. So only the human form of life, they have the opportunity to hear, understand, realize and practice and get out. Turnam jatita napatet. Before the death comes, one should get out from this from this monkey business. So it is stated in this many verses in Bhagavatam that how it is very important for the human life. Therefore, having achieved this human form of life which allows one to develop full knowledge, those who are intelligent should free themselves from all contamination of the modes of nature and engage exclusively in loving service to me. So this is what मनुष्य जन्म पाइलो राधा कृष्ण ना ना भजियो जानिए सुनिए विष खाइलो. Like it is suicidal if one is not engaged in the service of the Lord and find the solution, the ultimate solution to get out, to engage in devotional service. Savai punsam paro dharma jato bhakti radhakya. Because this is the main thing, that how to get out. And this human form of life is very, very valuable. And it is wasted if we are doing all these kind of things. It is stated by the Muchukunda, these beautiful verses, how it is wasted. It is stated that labdha janadullabam atra manusam. The person has an impure mind who, despite having somehow and other automatically obtained the rare, highly evolved human form of life, does not worship your lotus feet like an animal that has fallen into blind well. Such a person has fallen into darkness of material home. It says that it's like an animal who fall into dark well. If you do not carry out this Krishna consciousness business or carry out to engage in the devotional service. Because this human form of life is very, very, very rare. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj has advised that one should practice to get out from the very, very beginning of the age. Kaumara acharet pragyan dharman bhagavataya. We should practice the devotional service from the very, very young age, tender age, so that dullabha manusya janma is very dullabha, which is very rarely obtained, this human form of life. Because only 5% of the species is human form of life. Rest 95% other species which has no privilege. So this 5% of the life, Chatulakhyani Manava, 400,000, 400,000 only 400,000 manusyam life, like only 5% of the life, and that is very rare. Dullabham manusya janma tadapi adurbham arthadam. Although it has no, it is adurbham means it is very khenasta, it is khenamangura. It can be lost, but it has got arthadam means it has got value. What value? That value means to engage in the devotional service of the Lord. That is the value. The very next verse Prahlad Maharaj has said that, stated is here, that Jathai Purusreha Vishnu Pada Pasarapanam Yadesha Sarvabhutanam Priya Atmeshwara Suhit. See, Prahlad Maharaj has said that the human form of life affords one a chance to return home back to Godhead. That is not afforded to any species of life. Any species of life. Only human form of life. Therefore, every living entity, especially in the human form of life, must engage in devotional service to the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. This privilege, this prerogative only. This thus devotional service is natural because Lord Vishnu, Supreme Personality of Godhead, is most beloved, master of the soul, well-wisher of all the living entities. So this is the human form of life is only affords a chance. Therefore, it is stated in many two verses in Bhagavatam, so far as I found out, that Lord Krishna, the Lord himself is very pleased to create the human form of life. It is stated in two verses. We can go to 11:9:28, Srimad Bhagavatam. It is stated that Lord is very pleased after creating all these 8.4 million species of life. When the human species is created, Lord is very happy. Why he is happy, let us know. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, expanding his own potency Mahashakti, created innumerable species of life to house the conditioned soul. Yet by creating the forms of tree, reptiles, animals, birds, snakes and so on, Lord was not satisfied within his heart. Then he created human life, which offered the conditioned soul sufficient intelligence to perceive the absolute truth, become pleased. This is what it matters. Lord himself confirmed, asserted that this he created the human form of life after not satisfied within the heart, creating all other species of life. So that means human form of life is valuable, very, very priceless, valuable asset. It affords a unique opportunity. What opportunity? Because it affords a sufficient intelligence to perceive the absolute truth. We can understand the absolute truth, the Supreme Lord. And by understanding, we can get out from this, we can extricate from this entanglement of material nature, material world, the obnoxious material world, and stop this business of monkey jumping from one tree to another tree. In another verses also it is said that very nicely, this how this thing is happening, why this human form of life is very dear. In this beautiful verses, 11, 17 verses, sorry, 11, 17, I think 23. No, what is this verses? 11. The beautiful verses 11:27, I think. I don't remember. 11:27, 33, something like this. 11:7. I forgot these verses. Somewhere I read it. Yes, 11:7:22. In this world, there are many kinds of created bodies. Some with one legs, others with two. Therefore, three, four, or more legs. Still others with no legs. But for all this, human form is actually dear to me. This is spoken by the Krishna to Uddhava. Once again, repeated, that human form of life is actually dear to me because it has got the opportunity to get out from this entanglement. There is no other species as God. Therefore, it is stated that all the demigods Even Brahma want Dullava Manusya Deha Dehinam Khinamangura Tatrapita Dullava Vaikuntha Priya Darsana. Dullava Manusya Deha. Very, very Dullava. Although it is Khinamangura, it will it can be lost any time, but it is very Dullava. In this regard, there is a beautiful verses from Bhagavatam that how the demigods also wanted this. The demigods also they wanted this human form of life, human form, because it is a very easy opportunity to get out from this entanglement. So it is stated in Bhagavatam that the resident of both heaven and hell desire human birth on the earth planet because human life facilitates the achievement of transcendental knowledge and love of Godhead, whereas neither heavenly nor hellish bodies efficiently provides opportunity. So even the demigods, the inhabitant of denizens or netizens, they say denizens of denizens or the resident of demigods, heavenly planet, also in hellish planet, they also wanted a human birth, particularly on the earth, and particularly in Bharatavarsha. Of course, Bharatavarsha previously it was everything Bharatavarsha after the Maharaj Bharat, the son of Rishvadev, the first son, elder son of Bharata. Previously it was as Nava Varsha, King Navi. So anyway, but particularly it is stated that they wanted to have a human birth on the earth, particularly Bharata Varsha, because it is an opportunity to facilitate to get this, achieve the transcendental knowledge and find the solution to get out from this entanglement or stop this, seize this monkey business of jumping from one body to another body. Because in heavenly planet there is a excessive, profuse sense gratification, lavishly. Sense gratification is very excessive, overflowing. The demigods is telling 5, 19, 22, 23 that it is so excessive. In hellish planet, the torment is so excessive that it is difficult to remember God. But human form of life, earthly planet, it affords the opportunity to remember the Lord, achieve the transcendental knowledge. In next verses also it is said that a wise person knowing that although the material body is subject to death, khenabhangura, anytime it can be lost, it can still avoid the it can still avoid the perfection of one's life, should not foolishly neglect to take advantages for this opportunity before death arrives. So before the death arrives, because we do not know, actually we have no notice period. Prabhupada always quoted this one. Parikit Maharaj has got the notice period of 7 days, but we do not even 7 seconds, 7 moments. We do not know that. We are going, we may have a car accident, we may die, we may have a heart attack. So we have no time actually. So we should bring the seriousness that this week may die anytime. Let us execute this Krishna consciousness. Let us finish this business of Krishna consciousness in this life. Prabhupada used to say, my Guru Maharaj used to say that this material life, material world is not fit for living for a gentleman. It is just like a toilet, it's just a latrine, we say that stinking place. Lavatory, stinking place. We have some business, let us finish it and go back. Nobody wants to stay in this lavatory or latrine. In India they say latrine. So this is the thing, because we should not procrastinate after having this great human form of life, this rare human form of life, unique opportunity. We should not procrastinate. Okay, we should not be complacent in our bhakti. We should execute very seriously, sincerely. Prabhupada, all his lecture, we can see that there is spirit of seriousness. Prabhupada is in a very urgency because he knows that the human form of life is very, very rare, but it can be lost. Khenabhangura. So if we, just like a prisoner who has got the key, but somehow he lost the key due to drinking, drunkard. Just by drinking, he was so much drink and he lost the key and he could not, Similarly, we are so much captivated by the momentary pleasure, momentary sense gratification, and we have lost this purpose of life, priority of life, perfection of life, human form of life, to exonerate from this obnoxious material entanglement. So that is the whole idea. Therefore, Shastra is saying, oh, you do one thing. Shastra is saying that aho, see, aho ratrais chudyamanam buddhayur bhaya vipatao mukta sanga param buddha niriha niriha upasamyati. This is beautiful verses. Knowing that one's duration of life being similarly cut down by passing of the day's night, one should be shaken by fear. In this way, giving up all material attachment and desire, one understands the Supreme Lord, achieve the perfect peace. Therefore, one should understand that this human form of life is Khenavangura. Khenavangura. It can be lost every sunrise and sunset. We are reducing the life. It is stated in 2317 also. In 2317 also, it is stated that how आयुर हरति वाई पुंसाम उद्यम अस्तम चान्यसु तस्याते क्षणमित उत्तम श्लोक वर्ताय तस्याते यत् क्षणनित्य. So आयुर हरति वाई पुंसाम, every sunrise we are cutting down. Therefore, we should serious that we are losing the duration of life. We are imperceptibly approaching the death. So let us complete our business. Let us get out from this precarious, painful situation of material life and get out. Material life is always not good. In 5:14:38, you can see that how the material life is always very dangerous conditions. Padam padam yad vipadam. In another verses 10:14. The path of material world is full of material misery, various trouble, disturbed conditions. So sometimes he loses, sometimes he gains. In either case, the path is full of danger. Sometimes the conditioned soul is separated from his father by death or other circumstances. Leaving him aside, he gradually becomes attached to the others, such as his children. In this way, the conditioned soul is sometimes illusioned and afraid. Sometimes he cries loudly out of fear. Sometimes he is happy maintaining his family. Sometimes he is overjoyed and sings melodious Bollywood song. In this way, he becomes entangled and forget his separation from Supreme Personality of Godhead since time immemorial. Thus, he traverses the dangerous path of material existence. And on this path, he is not at all happy. Those who are self-realized simply take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in order to get out of this dangerous material existence. Very important point. Those who are self-realized simply take shelter of Supreme Personality of Godhead in order to get out of this dangerous material existence. Without accepting the devotional path, one cannot get out the clutches of material existence. The conclusion is that no one can be happy in material life. One must take to Krishna consciousness. Very, very, very nice words, nice translation by Srila Prabhupada. So at the cost of material expenses, nobody can be happy, nobody can have fun and frolic. Because at the dispense of material nature, nobody can live here happily. Despite our tenacious determination to live in this material world happy, but the death, this material nature, the very subjective nature of material life, material world, rudely eject us from this so-called illusory happiness platform. Therefore, everybody, it is what is that called? Everybody should have a responsibility, incumbent. Everybody has this incumbent to get out from this dangerous material. And only solution to take shelter of the devotional service. Because this is the only way to take shelter of the Lord, devotional service. Manamana bhava mad bhakta. Prahlad Maharaj also is speaking very nice verses. We will end with these verses. All the paraphernalia is very near. Then this is verse. I think this is the verse. See, this is the last verses. We can see that what is the priority, ultimate aim of the human form of life. We can wind up with this verse. Although there is so many verses to show, due to एतवान एव लोकस्मिन् पुंस स्वार्थ परः स्मृत एकांत भक्तिर गोविंदे यस सर्वत्र तदिख्यानाम. This very beautiful verses 7. In this material world, to render service to the lotus feet of Govinda, the cause of all causes, and to see him everywhere is only goal of life. See, this much alone is the ultimate goal of human life, as explained by all revealed scriptures. See. So Prahlad Maharaj giving this one, that in all revealed scripture it is proclaimed or revealed that to render service to the lotus feet of Govinda is only goal of life, ultimate goal of human form. Only, alone. Sarva dharman parityada mam ekam saranam braja ham tum sarva papebhyo mukhyasami. Krishna also says the same thing in concluding the concluding statement of Bhagavad Gita, that sarva dharman parityada, you give up all the things. Just surrender unto me. Then you will get it. We have no idea that we are thinking that this little bit of happiness in material world. No. It is just a drop of happiness. The ocean of happiness. Anandam buddhivardhanam. Material world is, spiritual world is full of happiness. Here this so-called happiness also full of danger. Full of danger. So therefore we should understand this reality that this human life is very, very rare. It can be lost any moment. It is actually lost. Every day we are dying actually. Every day we are nearing death. So we should be given priority instead of procrastinating, complacency, all these things, complacency, procrastinating for the sake of momentary pleasure. We should not, just like a monkey in these verses, today's verses, just like a monkey, we should not jump from one tree to, just like a monkey, just as the monkey jumps from one tree to another, the condition should jump from one body to another. We should stop this repetition of birth and death. That is the aim of human proper life. Murtaya amrita gamaya. So we will stop here. Thank you very much. We will continue with different subject matter, with go and deep, different subject matter of Bhagavatam, so that we will purify ourselves by the process of transcendental knowledge. We can understand the realized transcendental knowledge and will put into practice in our life and make our life successful. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.